All right. Welcome everybody to our exciting training tonight with Double Diamond, Helen McFadden. She is our direct diamond upline. So if you're ever asked who's your diamond upline, it is Helen McFadden if you haven't met her yet. She's joining.
Soon to be Marla.
Huh?
Soon to be Marla, your diamond upline.
Well, with that comes everyone else ranking up too, right? Everyone's going to be ranking up in the 2024. So it's really an exciting time right now, I think, because we have a new product that's going to be launching and some other ones before convention. And it's the end of the month. It's Magic Week, right? So we all are trying to get everybody excited about taking advantage of all the specials right now. We have a retreat that we're planning. We have planned, I guess, the 19th and 20th of April that we are excited to share a little bit more about that, but I don't want to, Helen, how much time do we need to allow for you tonight?
Well, I say like 30, 40 minutes, but then obviously I get to talking. So 45-ish.
And I think, if you are okay with us having Q&A time.
Exactly. Oh yeah, for sure. That's part of it.
I want you to get to know everybody a little bit. And we have an amazing group of women and men. I don't think any men are on right now, but just Helen is just such a wealth of information. She is the second diamond in Plexus. So she started Plexus pretty much from the ground up, but she had network marketing experience before that. And Helen's just amazing. She loves pouring into us. She's coming to our retreat. So I'm so excited. And here is the activity sheet that we will talk about. Well, we'll probably post about it tomorrow. So all you have to do is you have to run this off and you cross off every activity and check in with your mentor coach, whoever that is. A jewel upline would be me or Kelly or Andrea. She's Andrea's a gem, but weekly, we're going to do mentorship weekly with this. So I'm excited about that too, because I think we all need encouragement in this lovely profession that we didn't go to school for. So with that, I don't want to take time. Kelly, do you have anything to say before we hand it off to Helen?
Well, we do have a site locked down for our retreat. And it is in the lovely home of Miss Kelly Hulst. And her neighbor has offered their place as well for that weekend. So we are set.
Minnesota, not North Dakota. Minnesota.
Yeah.
At the lake.
Minnesota.
At the lake.
Mm-hmm. But get this. So Kelly leaves me a message that her neighbors 2 houses down said yes, says their name. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're from Nitchie.
Oh my gosh, no way.
No.
Yeah, right. Reese and Reggie and Reagan were all in their daughter's wedding. We were at so small world.
Which one of you guys is going to sign them up?
Well, that's right. I talked to Kelly about that. It's like Missy's inquired to me a couple times. So there you go. Well, you can take it over. I'll let you have it.
Did you say Helen or Kelly?
Kelly. Kelly. So it's exciting. Yay.
Am I talking or no, is it Kelly, really?
Sorry, I kind of cut off Kelly. Kelly. Any more, Kelly?
Nope. So Cass Lake is where we're going.
Wow. So where do I fly into?
Fargo. Well, is Fargo better than Grand Forks, Cal? Grand Forks might be better.
I think it's a horse apiece. Grand Forks would be an easier drive because going through Fargo, you have to go through a bunch of back roads, Grand Forks is pretty much just Highway 2 all the way. Unless you can fly into Bemidji.
I'll fly into whatever's convenient, because someone's got to come pick me up.
I think for convenience wise, probably Grand Forks for people to pick you up. Wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what Thief River does, but that's an option too.
Oh, yeah. So we'll have to check that out. Okay. We'll probably have to fight over who's going to get Helen.
we'll come in Shannon.
Let's get a bus.
Oh. But Well,
All
and
right, Helen, it's all.
yeah,
Okay.
Hamilton, the three-star diamond, or you 4-star diamond?
3-star diamond.
Three-star diamond.
Yep. So we have, so some of the perks with that are with becoming a 3-star diamond is that you get to go to a mastermind retreat every year. And this year we had it at the Waldorf Astoria in Orange County. It was really technically in Dana Point. We flew into Orange County, and it was truly like, well, it rained. It was like the weekend that there was like these massive floods in Los Angeles. So we didn't get flooded out, but it rained the entire time, which was actually good because it would have been really easy to get distracted because we were on the ocean. I mean, on cliffs, just multi-million-dollar homes, mansions all around us. I did take a walk one day when it cleared up with Kristen Love. She's a diamond in my downline. And it was just so beautiful and relaxing. But what I just was so excited after the training that we got from Phil Jones, that I put out to Marla, if you'd like me to, and Kelly, if you'd like me to talk to your teams about what I learned, I think that it just has a lot of value. So I'm not going to go through like everything I learned because I really do want you to get the book. So my goal tonight is to sell you on enough information where if you haven't already, is to get the book called Exactly What to Say. And this is by Phil Jones. And this one is actually his second edition because it's a workbook. So it's the book, but it's also got ability so you can make notes and just really brainstorm and help to just make the most use out of this knowledge. And I'm going to tell you, I've been in network marketing for 30 years between Mary Kay and Plexus. And I just feel like I'm real guarded. Like I don't just jump on the next book. Like I feel like there's a lot of books that say the same thing, more or less. It's about belief. And obviously, like everything I talk about tonight with y'all that I learned from Phil at this mastermind summit is not going to work unless you have the belief behind it. Like we always know that, right? Like you can learn every script, you can go to every convention and retreat and, all the things. But if you don't put yourself in the picture of success and believe with every fiber of your being that you deserve it, that you can do it, and it's going to happen for you, then you can just jump off the Zoom right now. And I say that with all the love in my heart, because we have to have that belief. Like we can become, it's so easy too, for those of you who are love to soak up knowledge, we can just become perpetual students of this business. Like Marla said, we didn't go to school for network marketing. I feel like I have a master's degree by now in people and network marketing, but that's only because I've been in the business so long and I haven't read every single book under the sun. I certainly don't know every product ingredient under the sun that's in our products. But what I did do was I learned the business by doing it. And a lot of that, the ability to do it means that you actually believe you can do it and that you're really going toward a goal with belief that it's going to happen, or why even try? So that is a huge component of this, because nobody's our boss. Nobody can make you get out of bed. Nobody can make you do all your IPAs. You have to become so strong mentally, because this is a people business and they're the blessing and the challenge, to really understand what it takes to get to the top, or whatever your goal is. And belief is the biggest component. So I just wanted to kind of preface that with everything I say tonight. And I promise you though, that what Phil is going to teach you through his teachings, I feel is such a missing link for so many people. You might have the belief, but you just truly don't really know what to say. And we can kind of think we know what to say, but it's all really about the art of asking questions and being in the driver's seat when it comes to intentional conversations and creating moments with people that are intentional to the point where it's about business. It's like, he talked a lot about like the elephant in the room, and like you could dance around a topic. Let's just say in your marriage, you could dance around a topic because you want to avoid an argument 10, 20 years. But unless you address the elephant in the room, it'll always be there. So he challenged us to become that elephant in the room that addresses things, and really to just make waves in your business by taking charge and becoming that person who knows what to say. And I'm going to tell you his book, I think it's like 20, let's see. And I'll post, I know you can find this book on Amazon. I can post the link after we're all done so you guys can know exactly what book to get, but it looks just like this. It's a hard copy. But it's, I think, yeah, it's 20 something examples, 23 examples of just things to say, like just scenarios that can happen. And it's all about in leadership and sales and in life. So this is actually not just for Plexus. This is going to really help you with your kids and your relationships and just knowing like the right words. So I'm going to just kind of go through my notes that I took. I'm not a huge note taker, but we got this mastermind book and I filled like half of it with information from him. He was incredible. Marla, you and Kelly, you guys both saw him, or Marla, you saw him before, right?
Yep.
He's got a British accent, so he just sounds so smart, as I told him. And he was so personable. He met all of us at the mixer the night before. He even trained us. He was at the breakfast with us, went around, made sure he met every single person. And there's so much to be learned in a situation like that, because that just builds trust and it makes you want to hear what he's going to say. And I thought about like when we might go to a sip and see, or we might walk into a room and we don't really know anybody, and it might be uncomfortable for you to become that person, just to really look everybody in the eye, but use that example as good practice for yourselves if that's not something that comes natural to you. Because I promise you, like, we are in the business of attraction, and we've got to be so comfortable in our own skin to know that people want to be in our space. We have to believe that people want to know what we have to offer, and that we have an energy about us that draws people to us. And that's another thing you have to believe. You can't believe that nobody wants to buy and nobody stays on the product and all these crazy things we tell ourselves because maybe one person reacted that way. But be really careful. And he talked too about that, saying everybody and all the people. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that too, because it's real powerful stuff. Okay, so a little bit about Phil. He does not have a college degree. He grew up in London, or somewhere around the outskirts of London, I believe. And he started a car washing business when he was like, I think he was like 14. He told his story because he kind of just gleaned from what meeting us the night before and that morning, what everybody was asking him. And it was like, how did you get to become this author, this best-selling author and motivational speaker? I mean, he's very, very famous. And what's interesting is he's only written this one book, because for him, it's like, how I was saying, a lot of people write a book, but it's just regurgitate information, just written a little bit differently with a different style. He had so much substance to his book that it sold multi-millions of copies around the world. So all he did was make an addition to add note-taking to it. But he goes, why would I ever change my message? And it goes with what his whole success story is about, because when he graduated high school, he had so many teams working for him, washing cars. He had created this whole business that he was making like 8,000 pounds a month. And so he told his parents, I'm not going to college. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. This is working out just fine for me. And so his niche became going into failed businesses and turning around their revenue in like record time, like 3 or 4 months, just turning around whatever it was. And he really focused a lot on furniture stores. And so people would always ask him, because every single business he went into and turned it into a success, they would say, what is your secret sauce? What's your formula? And he said, I stick to the basics. I do it to a high standard, and I do it consistently. And it's the same today. His answer is the same from when he was 18, that built a business on the basics to a high standard. So you could say with excellence, and just to do it over and over and over again. And is that not so much of what we should be doing in our business? We want to get the next hot idea. We want to get the next this and the next that. If we just focus on training or sharing our gut health information and our products with people over and over again, asking questions, which you're going to learn tonight, some of his little nuggets that I'll share with you about the right questions to ask. But and just doing it over and over again. And it, you know, and the thing about it, it's not very glamorous, right? There's not some big like wow factor to it, but it's like success is the sum of just over and over, just the little steps every single day, just doing it over and over again. And then you get to that big goal. So people think, you know, oh my gosh, how glamorous, but really it's like just day in, day out kind of stuff, right? It's no different. Fortunately for us, we get stage recognition, trips, prizes, all that fun stuff to go along with our day-to-day routines. Okay, so he talks about having the right conversation with the right person at the right time. And that is all about being intentional. He said the worst time to think about what you're going to say is in the moment you're saying it. And so a lot of what we have to realize going into conversations with people is we want to just blah, 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 plexus. Like we just watched Kelly Hulse just did this awesome video and I learned so much about gut health and I just want to tell the whole world about what I know. Well, not everybody is ready to hear it for one, but you also kind of have to know exactly how you're going to approach each conversation. Are y'all with me? Got a nod. I know it's getting late. Stay with me here. So like I said, the conversations that we are going to be addressing have to do with your personal life, your role as a leader, and then having commercial impact, which is like money in your pocket. And so a lot of the things you're going to hear and learn from him are, like I said, going to really benefit you in your personal relationships as well. Okay, so let's see. And just kind of bear with me because I'm going through my notes. And I highlighted the stuff that I want to take because I'm not reading you all my notes. Plus, I can barely read half of what I write. Okay, I talked about the elephant in the room. And so, okay, he talked a lot. He talks about cornerstones of the cornerstones of conversation. And he talked a lot about the curiosity. And he says, curiosity is the fuel for great conversations. And when you're curious, what do? We ask questions, right? And so I would like to add genuine curiosity to me is the most important. We can be curious to get a sale. We can be curious to win a contest. We can be curious because we need that rank up. But when you become truly, genuinely curious with the state of somebody's health or their financial situation, and you're a messenger to give them an option, which is, of course, our business, right? And so he talks about advice is only relevant if the recipient believes it. And how do people believe us? Like they don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. We've all heard that before, but especially in a business like ours, genuine, like I call it even loving curiosity. Like I really want to help you. When you can impart that to people over and over again, not everybody, right? But over time, you will find that you will have more success gaining that acceptance for people to want to even hear what you have to say in the first place. He also talked about you cannot really change anybody's mind on anything, you alone. That has to do with as the conversation unfolds, and the person asking the questions is always going to be the one that's in control. One of the things that he talks about too, that I found a lot of value in is and I'm just going to relate obviously a lot of this tonight to plexus, but when you are curious about somebody's past, it's a real safe place to have a conversation. So like, for instance, if you are going to be suggesting a product, asking questions about their health history allows them to talk, and it develops this rapport because they're talking about actual things that have happened in their past, not just like, I want to lose weight. How can you help me? So I'd be like, so tell me, Marla, tell me about like how it's worked for you in the past. Like, have you done diets? Like, talk to me. So then that people will start opening up, because people really actually do love to talk about themselves. And when you allow them to just open up about whatever, product you're offering, well, tell me how that's worked out for you before, and let them talk. You can ask, when was the last time? How often? How long? Fill in the blank. Those are just good openers. When was the last time you were on a diet? How often did you do this keto diet? How long over the last 10 years have you just continued to quit, started over, and let them talk? Okay. So is this helpful? All right. This is a big golden nugget. People do things for their own reasons, not yours. I know you might be thinking, yeah, but I have a friend, she's real yellow. And if I was in a contest and she would be my last and final person, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people will purchase Plexus for their own reasons, not just because it's working for you. Okay. So when you establish a conversation, like what we were talking about the past and, you know, what did or didn't work for them and how frustrated they are, this is a really powerful statement that you can say to people because they just said it. So because of the fact that you said, or because of the fact you said that you're sick of keto, your gut's messed up, however the conversation went, but it's proving that you listened to them, because you're saying, because of the fact you said, it's proving that you listened. So you gain more credibility. And then the next thing that you're going to tell them that what you'd recommend. He says, don't embellish the yes, destroy the option of no. So I'm going to give you a fun little story of like what he did to kind of elaborate on don't embellish the yes, destroy the option of no. So when he went into a furniture store, this particular one, there was 2 areas of business that they were like sales were lagging in. One of them was for a fabric protectant for like a sofa or, you know, a couch or a chair, whatever, fabric protectant. And then the other one was selling ottomans. They just were not, their sales for ottomans was just declining. And so he would start out with every customer and say, I bet you're a little bit like me. What do you think that did to people? It got them to be like, oh, how so, right? So here's what he asked about the fabric protector, because he wanted to destroy the option of no, because everything logically he was going to ask them would get them to realize they needed it. So he would say, apart from yourself, who will be using the furniture? Because now they've already said no, they don't need the fabric protector, right? So apart from yourself, who will be using the furniture? Because a lot of times he said people would just say, oh, I'm the only one who sits on it. I don't eat on it. I don't need it. I'm good. So of course they're going to say, well, friends, other family, you know, neighbors, whatever. And then he would say, is it in your best room or your everyday room? It doesn't matter, right? It's in a room where other people besides yourself, you're not going to always be able to control who's sitting on your couch. This last piece of furniture, how long did you have it? So they're going to say, oh, you know, 10, 20 years, whatever. Are you looking for this particular piece of furniture to last the same? Okay, so the next thing was the ottoman. So those were the questions he asked. All those 4 questions over and over again. The ottoman, he would say, how big is the room? Didn't matter, right? Because, and I'll explain why in a sec. No matter what they said, he'd say, oh, that's a fair sized room. What do you do for storage in your room? Because ottomans typically hold things. He would have them draw out their room. And it was always like this huge room and then this little couch there every single time. And then he'd say, at Christmas time, where does the tree go? Well, of course, they figure out a way to fit a Christmas tree. So would you believe just asking those simple questions to get people to realize the value of fabric protector and an ottoman, he turned those sales. And it wasn't even like everybody said yes. but it was enough to make this dramatic increase in sales where it was just going up. So he destroyed the option of no, but he didn't embellish the yes. And how many times do people try to sell us something and we close our mind because they're not engaging with us to ask questions as to why this would even bring value to us in the first place? So be thinking about your Plexus business and questions that you could be asking people. After he asked those questions, he would say, for these reasons, I recommend. So after you have conversation with somebody and they're sharing their past or they're sharing their health struggles and you're really getting a good conversation going, building trust, you can say, for these reasons, I recommend. That's a powerful statement. All right, I'm kind of blowing through all these. Let's see, customers. Okay, so when you're following up with customers, we wrote down some of this because he was so personable. He went around to all of our tables and really got us all to talk about, you know, scenarios. A lot of it was leadership stuff, like working with people, but a lot of this was troubleshooting with customers, like relevant to y'all that don't necessarily have big teams yet and working with other ambassadors and leaders. For customers, a good follow-up question would be, what 3 things do you like best? A lot of times we'll just say, how do you like the products? Or how's your Plexus working for you? Are you happy? But you can say, what 3 things do you like the best? That automatically makes them come up with a positive response, right? And 3 of them. The next one would be, what would you like to see more of? You guys like those? And you can pad it with context. Marla, it's been 6 weeks since you've started your product journey. What 3 things do you like best? It's been 8 weeks since you began Plexus. What would you like to see more of? When you have mutually agreed upon facts, that establishes trust, right? When you can mutually agree upon, like they're bringing that up and you're just bringing it out in them. We should be creating never-ending conversations. Should always be, there's never a reason not to talk to your next lead, your established customer, your team member, always opening the door for that continued conversation. A lot of what this book will do is help you brainstorm people who you should be talking to, the people you should be asking more questions of, what kind of conversations you should be having. Where do you have relationships that create more opportunity? Which relationships do you have that could, I don't know what I wrote there. Okay, this was a good one. Oh, all of it's good. Do you guys like it so far? Pretty cool stuff, huh? You're gonna love the book. Am I selling you on getting the book?
Yeah, he did the book study for Plexus, you know, with exactly what to say.
Yeah, with the book, but
last
not
year.
the work. Yeah, last year. Yeah, it's been a while. Did any of you guys do that?
I listened to it a couple times, but I have the book, but
think,
not this one.
I heard the audio for this is only like 45 minutes.
For the
So
one
it's-
you're talking about?
No, the original one. Sorry, but no, yeah, I don't know if the audio for this one. I mean, obviously that it wouldn't really work because it is a workbook, you know. So, okay, this was so good, y'all. He talked about the word "I" is the least influential word on the planet, followed by "my," and then followed by "me." Think about if Kelly was my new ambassador and we were going to an event and I said to Kelly, I'm going to introduce you to some really great people. Or I said to Kelly, you're going to meet so many great people. Which one is better? Which one's softer? Which one's not about me? The second one, right? Everyone has a show me that you know me button. And if you know what it is, you can show them how to make it happen. Trust is the currency of leadership. Such good stuff, y'all.
The word "I," and then what did you say was next?
My,
And then me.
me,
Okay.
pretty much all the same thing, right? this was honestly, this next thing I want to share with you is probably one of the best things that I learned from it, just for me personally. And I consider myself like a lifelong learner. I don't ever think I've arrived, but at the same time, I do feel like I have a lot of knowledge. And so my fault is that oftentimes, or if I have a conflict with somebody, or I have to go troubleshoot or something, like I always feel like I'm right. I mean, anyone else like that? Full transparency. I'm right. You know, you're going into an argument with your husband or your best friend. You're like, no, like I'm right. Like I'm right. I know I'm right. I have to be right. I'm black and white thinker. I'm logical. I'm right. Okay. So Phil really opened up my eyes when he said, one of the best things going into a conversation is to assume you're wrong. That was a big eye opener for me. Assume you're wrong. And I've been practicing it, and it really does help me really listen better. And there's just so many reasons why this can be so effective in your business. Remember I talked about, like, you know, our energy, and we're in attraction marketing. If we always come across like the person that has all the answers and knows everything, like that is an energy that is not a drawing in energy, correct? And so when you have the ability to listen and assume you're wrong, and assume I probably don't have all the facts. There is definitely another side to this that I need to really understand. And it's huge, y'all. So I just love that. Yeah, I wrote huge part of attraction marketing and why we need to attract is just to go into things and just assume you don't have all the information, you don't have all the facts, and you're probably wrong. Now, Phil said, you're probably not wrong, but it's all about how you engage with people. Because when you are really thinking, and I even said it the other day to somebody, it's like, I was actually having a conversation with my son yesterday. I went and spent 24 hours with him. I'm just going to tell you guys a little fun thing to put on your dream board. If finances are a big goal for you and you want to make lots of extra money with Plexus, here's a little nugget I'll share with you about when you have financial freedom. So Robin Sullivan, she is a diamond in Plexus. A lot of you might know her. She's a jewel trainer. She's awesome. The company uses her a lot for training. Well, she has 2 daughters, and every few months they go and do like a girls' weekend together, and they call it a weekend of yes. And so basically, like every single thing the girls want to do, the answer is yes. And so I thought that was so cool. And so my son turned 24 like a week or so ago, and he lives in the Austin area. So I went down to see him for 24 hours, and we called it the 24 hours of yes. And we were laughing so hard because like he'd start to say, okay, mom, should we let's go do this? And he'd look at me and I'd go, yes. Like it was never like, okay, it was always like, and then he started saying yes. So it was just so fun. We went to a shooting range, we went bowling, we got massages, we ate out like 3 times. We had the best time. And I mean, obviously, like there's a little bit of a financial cap. He knows better to say like, oh, okay, let's go to Best Buy and I get whatever I want, But it was just so fun. And I thought, like, what a neat thing to be able to share and try to inspire, my team and y'all to just, because a lot of times just doing stuff like that for our kids is our biggest motivation, right? Not just about our little, next prize or anything like that. It's being able to say yes more to our kids and want to be able to provide for them. So I just wanted to share that little side note. So I don't even, so I was using that with him because we were talking about kind of some heavy stuff. And I just said, I'm probably wrong. I probably don't, I'm going to just go into this not assuming that I probably am wrong. And it really softened his demeanor, whatever we were talking about. It was really kind of interesting. And so do you guys like that? I mean, I know I'm not the only one who always thinks I'm right?
And I think opening it to whoever you're having this kind of conversation with and just saying, probably looking at this wrong.
Exactly.
Help me understand.
Help me understand. It's a great statement. Help me understand. He talked about that too. Okay, so those are my notes, but I wanted to just kind of share. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea about the workbook in here. It just talks about the 4 cornerstones of conversational excellence, and then he breaks it down. So it's just basically 1 through, I think I said 23. A lot of the stuff I just talked about. Curiosity is the fuel for great conversations, and then he gives you things to say, exactly what to say. And so this can just become your Bible in, for lack of a better term, just for notes on, people that are challenging to you. Cause we're always, just know that about this business. It's like when I was talking about being consistent, it's a business of repetition. You're probably finding a lot of scenarios, they come up over and over again. And so when you just can go and refer back to exactly how you handle a situation, it's going to give you a lot of confidence. That I can guarantee you. I won't go through all of them, but yeah. How would you feel if, could it be possible? How important is it? When was the last time? How certain are you? I mean, these are just all thought-provoking questions that, bottom line, build trust. Because when people know that you're actually curious and you want the right solution, not just, our inclination usually is just to go in because we have the solution or we know more. And so these are just like awesome questions to ask. And I promise you guys will love it. The next thing I wanted to talk about, does anybody have any questions about Phil Jones? And we'll put the link to get this book.
Yeah, because I can't find that cover that you're showing.
Okay.
Different.
have Yeah.
So that I find, but okay.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions before I move on? I just wanted to share a little bit about company stuff. Yes, Bree, or do you want to put it in the chat, or do you want to unmute? Oh, Bree, you muted.
Bree, you have to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so not really a question, but just loved when you said, like to get them to basically revise it, because in Bible study, that's actually what they had us do, is you start at the beginning of the Bible and you continue through at your pace, but you are revising it in your own words and how you understand it. And I think that's really beautiful to get other people to do that same thing. Like, okay, what I just told you or asked you, revise it and let me know how you understood it.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
great.
love that.
I love that too. That's awesome. Yeah. And it's so much about just communication, right? That's usually the breakdown, like misunderstandings, or we think someone said this, but they really said that. Like if you're truly asking questions and engaging and you're having a conversation, there is no room for lack of communication or misunderstanding, right? And so it's so much about just meeting people where they're at, but giving you tools to say the right thing. And so I just believe that this, coupled with your belief, can really take you to a whole other level in your business. But like I said, you have to practice it and you have to believe. You can't just, okay, now I know what to say. You got to keep working on yourself, your positive affirmations, goal setting, getting better and better and better, stronger mentally, all that kind of stuff. Because, when people ask me all the time what I did to become successful, I mean, my first thing is always like, I just believed I was going to be. And I know that sounds so flippant and so surfacey, but people get stuck when they're not honest with themselves and they're not learning and growing personally. And we have to be our own toughest boss in this business. No one's doing it for us. But how exciting to know we can get our conversations down, we can get results and better in our relationship building, because that's really what it's about. Everything is relationships, everything. So,
and I think so many of us, when we start, I know I was this way when I started, I wanted everyone just tell me exactly what to say, copy paste. And that's where I think our three-way chats can be such a great avenue for learning intentionality and questioning. And because every single person we sign up, not two people will have the same answer.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But you can just highlight which ones that all these different cornerstones. I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to. How would you feel if, boy, people love to tell you how they feel. So all you're doing is just you're the one in control, but you're empowering people to speak.
Yep, you're gratifying them. Yeah. Because it isn't a box to check, and so many times we look for that when we start something new, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, I've watched, I think his book study is still in the calendar with Plexus in our app. If you go to the app and search Phil Jones, I bet his
You
book
got it.
study talk is there. I haven't
Okay.
looked at the app, but I'll have to do that.
That'd be great. And I know we'll use him again. I mean, he's so smart and so personable. Gosh, so likable. As a matter of fact, I had a question for him because he like literally wouldn't leave until everybody got to really, just in private if they needed to. And I had the specific situation that I wanted to talk to him about, but so we got trained for him. It was like 3 to 4 hours in the morning, and then at 3:00 we had it's Phil Jones. At 3:00 we had a meeting we had like, I want to say like 10 or 11 corporate people there. And there was only 28 or 29 diamonds that were at Mastermind. I think 34 earned it and 28 or 29 were there. So we were a real small group, and we had like a third of them were like corporate. Well, not including, so there was like 40 of us total. And Jean was there. We met Jory Russell. He's our new VP of sales. And we have a new VP of marketing, and she's awesome. Stephanie, she was great. And we got to hear about a lot of new stuff coming down the pike, which is real exciting. Michael Hartman trained us on, oh my gosh. Oh, Kelly, I'm talking Kelly Holtz. You're going to just be so excited. It's a lot of like, nerdy products, nothing too glamorous. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I'm all about like, can we just get a self tanner that burns fat or tightens your skin? That's all I care about. Anybody with? And then Kelly's, the Kellys of the world are like, no, we need more detox, the liver support. We love that's like our teams go around, right? So, anyways, so our meeting went over like almost 2 hours. So I didn't get to talk to Phil until the next morning. He was waiting for his ride to go back to the airport. And he was just sitting there. And I just said, hey, we didn't get to talk. And he made his driver wait. And he helped me with the situation. That's the kind of guy he is. And he didn't have to be that way. It was really, really sweet. So that a lot of lessons in that too, right? Just treat everybody like, you want to be treated. So I just wanted to share with you guys, because how many of you, hands up, have been in Plexus like less than a year? Jasmine, that's why I hadn't met you yet. And Bree, okay, just a couple of you. So I had a lot of really good conversations with Genevieve, like a lot. And Marcia too. Okay, so a few of you. What I find is that like we have such like people who come in now, I think we've gotten away from since COVID because we don't do op tours and super Saturdays, not like in all the cities across the United States like it used to be. It's like really hard to grasp our culture at times until you go to convention or until you go to our retreat and you really get some training from other jewels besides just the bubble that we live in, or, seeing Genevieve on a Monday call or, whatever. It's really hard to grasp like what makes Plexus different than any other supplement company. Now, those of us who've been in for a while, we know how special we are. Like when Victor Antonio, remember when he would do Plexus TV? Were you guys around, Marlo? Were you around when he'd interview people in line and tell stories? And it's all the stories of like when we were new, like, me being the second diamond, like I have crazy stories like of just our company, like Sonia and I were the first Silver Star winners. And so I just really, there's a few of us who are really trying to get some of that back. And they did say that they are going to do some op tours again, and they're super, super open. I'm pushing for just at least 10 cities, like where most of the jewels are. So Super Saturdays live, because I just don't think it's that exciting watching it on TV. I mean, unless you have a big watch party and you make a big event out of it, it is nothing like the last Super Saturday I trained on, which was 2019, was here in Dallas before I moved here. And there was 1,000 people. Yes, I met Kelly. Yes. and there was 1,000 or like 800, 900 people there. And like, you can't compare that to everybody watching it, you know, by themselves or with a couple other people in a living room, right? So there's just some things, and here's what I really want to tell you about. There's a lot of us like OGs and really, really smart diamonds when it comes to products and just training and things like that, that are really have the ear of corporate, and they're listening to us, the mastermind or the 3-star and up jewels, because we are like technically the, you know, the top leaders. And when I say our meeting went over like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm not kidding. It's because they were listening to all of us, and there was some really, really strong personalities in the room. And so tonight, for almost, I guess it was an hour and 40 minutes, they did a follow-up Zoom with all of us who were at Mastermind, and all the big dogs were on the Zoom, including some IT guy that was speaking a whole other language. But and they basically just like are giving us like pretty much everything we asked for at this meeting. So I say all that to say, I can't tell you what it is, but you're going to find out in a couple days. When's the end of the month? 4 days away. You're going to find out by the end of the month, or for sure March 1st, about something new and exciting that we feel has been like a missing link in helping people rank up, and a lot of really, 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 really good stuff. So you guys are the first person I'm telling, and I can't tell you. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you, because it's like, oh, it's so good, but it's just going to be really, really good. So for those of you who maybe have lost rank, or you know, just wanting to rank up, there's just some really smart people. It's not all me, I'm for sure. I'm more about all the fun. Like, can we bring Victor Antonio in to tell story? You know, that's like my jam. But the point is that Plexus is listening to us. And I really feel like a lot of our culture is going to, you know, just be a more front and center. And we're going to have more face-to-face stuff. Like so for those of you who don't know me, like when I say I've been in network marketing for 30 years, you know, you figure most of that was without social media, obviously, right? Because I started with Mary Kay, it was 1993. And the whole time I was in Mary Kay, there was no social media. So I'm real old school in my thinking, as far as, no, I understand the value of social media. It's a great layering. It's a great way to introduce people to Plexus. But the real bread and butter is made, like, what did I talk about earlier? Relationships. And it's not that it's not possible, but it's just very different and a lot harder to develop relationships through, you know, virtually, through Zooms, through phone conversations. Like, one of my biggest strengths has been, you know, like coming to North Dakota and not being afraid to like travel to meet my team members and bond and work with them. Because see, when people feel like people have to feel like they belong to something. Y'all agree that, right? Like, there has to feel like this need, like people are investing in me, that I matter. There's a place for me, regardless if I want to be a diamond or I'm happy being a silver and just get my products paid for. Like, everybody wants to feel this connection into a company that unconditionally loves them and has a place for them with products and an opportunity that could potentially be life-changing. But a lot of people, and especially since COVID, need people. And, you know, I was in church the other day, the message was 1 out of 3 people are lonely. That means either the person to my left or me, or the person to my right is lonely. And we have not just products that will make people feel better, because a lot of that creates depression, but we have community and an awesome company to back all that up with, like, family and community and relationships and a place to call home. And that's where I just want that back for so many of us that maybe don't understand that or feel that. So for sure, if you can, get to convention, because that's the best place to start to really get a bigger picture and the vision. And because I honestly don't think we're talking about the business enough. I don't think, you know, like, and it's so frustrating, y'all, because our hands are tied with a stupid FTC. Don't even get me started. But like, I would love for our VIPs to log on to their website and there to be like, did you know you can get a $1,200 Lexus stipend when you become a diamond in our company? How many customers know that? How many would take a second look if they saw like a bigger picture for what Plexus actually is? Things like that. And so we're we're working hard. Just know that between the diamonds, like we're collaborating, we're doing like a series in March that's going to be really helpful for y'all, that you're going to hear about, just personally us doing. But the company really is listening, and for them to have the Zoom with us, y'all, and they are changing some things just to make us all happy, because they realize we're in the field that we know best. You know, we listen to y'all and we're just messengers to them, but they have our ear. And it's just, and not to bash Mary Kay, I loved, you know, my time there, but I was a Pink Cadillac director. I never had a picture taken with an executive, much less they would listen to what I had to say. And Plexus just is so different when it comes to that. Like, I could text Gene anytime and he would text me back. That's our CEO. It's crazy. It's crazy. But he does that, not just me, like for a lot of people, a lot of diamonds, a lot of people he's established relationships with, very accessible. And so I just wanted to give you all lots of hope and excitement for our future. I think it's really important that we keep that vision alive, that Plexus is not going anywhere. And I only feel like, I feel with Jory is awesome, y'all. Like, he is the nicest man ever, like personable, like, and he was in a room of like some sharks, right? It's like, you know, we got to do this, we got to do that. And he's only been at that time in with Plexus for 90 days. And so he's been a sponge, just learning everything. But we have to pray he stays and he implements all the things he was telling us he's going to do for customer experience. And he has so many great ideas, and our IT is getting better. And I know, you know, for those of you who've been around, you've heard that a lot, things are getting better, but I really do. I'm not just saying that because I've just been at Mastermind, these Zooms, and just the things that I'm already seeing happening. I'm just super, super excited and hopeful. And it feels really good after, you know, being in a business for 11 years, that I'm still so excited and I love what I do. And I want that for all of y'all. I want you to feel like Plexus is your home, and there's opportunity for you to rank up and do take this wherever you want to take it, you know. So that's really was my message tonight. So I know we went over a little bit, but if you guys have any questions or comments or anything. Yes.
Helen, I just want to thank you. You know, I've known you since 2019. It's been a while. And your energy and your love for the company and your positive spokesmanship and everything that you convey about Plexus and about leadership is always, it always sets me on fire. I mean, I need to hear you every morning of my day. And so, you know,
For myself and your alarm clock, you can wake up.
Yes. Yes, you have that fire in your heart still for after this many years, where you don't when you wouldn't need to. But here you are sharing with us and taking the time to, you know, reassure us that we are in the right place with the right company and the right products. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, sweetie. I appreciate that. And I want it for y'all so bad. You just have no idea. Like, just like what I share with you about doing that for Larson. Like, you know, you have the opportunity with this gift of Plexus where you could really never stress about money again. If you worked so hard for the next couple of years, like work like with a vision of this, what I'm doing today is changing the trajectory of my financial picture forever. You know, like I can will my business to my boys. I don't tell them that because I want them to work hard. I mean, there is like a lot here for y'all. And I feel like we lose that vision. And I'm no different than anybody. I mean, I just believed, and I really mean that. I was too stubborn. I mean, I have had people tell me every step of the way. My brother, I mean, God, I love my family, but y'all, no, not one of my family members uses Plexus. My brother threatens to lately. We'll see. But he was a captain with American Airlines at the time. Oh, you'll never make more money than me. And when I wanted to join Mary Kay, my sister was like, nobody changes their skincare. Don't do that, Helen. Don't do that. When I want to join Plexus, is it FDA approved? I don't know. You've already done this before. You really want to do it? Like, y'all, nobody's immune to like the people you love the most in the world. that need our products, still don't take them. I mean, they're happy for me, and friends. I mean, the relationships that I've had to say goodbye to because they just were like, I remember my bunco group, you're gonna be a millionaire with this Plexus thing. Done. So I go back to, I'm sweet, but if you're not on my side, because I'll cheer for anyone all day long. Like there's enough for all of us to win. And I don't care if you're a Plexus or not, just in life, right? I mean, what a wonder. I mean, I had the best role model of a mom. She never said a mean thing about anybody and told me I could do anything I ever wanted to do. And I held on to that even in the midst of everyone else. So I was too stubborn. Don't tell me, okay, go ahead, tell me I can't, and I'm going to prove you wrong. I never was like, really, you think so? No. And y'all have to develop that fire of just like, do it in spite of everybody. Show them that they're wrong. You have the last word. You have the last say in everything. It's your family. It's your paycheck. It's your future. It's your children. It's not anybody else's business really. And everyone wants to just insert their little opinion. And who cares? Cut them. I mean, I really, and I don't mean that to be mean, but you have to protect your peace. And there are certain people, if they're not serving you and they're not on your side and they're nothing but negative, why would we ever invest time in them or actually believe we could change them? Show them, and over time, if they, make them eat their words, whatever. But I just draw a hard line with that. And I just have a good circle of people around me. And, sometimes you just have to make hard decisions, but it's like, how bad do you want it? Because there's no excuses, I mean, we have the best opportunity at our fingertips, and I'll be so bold to say, and life is short, we can say, oh, someday, or when I get my ducks in a row, but the time is now. There is no better time. There's no someday, because we're not guaranteed tomorrows. And so why not just seize your opportunity and like just work hard, make a commitment, like go to bed tonight, start writing out all your goals and dreams, wake up with a new excitement and attitude and hold on to that every day. Just, what did Phil say? Here's our message. This is the message tonight. It's really glamorous. Do the basics to a high standard consistently and believe it. That's it. Over and over and over again. So I love this, Jasmine. God's gotcha. He died for us not knowing if we would accept him. That's right. Oh, you guys I haven't read all these messages. You guys are so sweet. I'm gonna cry. Thank you.
So good. I was listening to a podcast on my walk from Eric Worre. He was interviewing, what's her name? The It Cosmetic. I can't think of her name. She just Worthy Kelly. You're doing her book club. And her message was so good, and how, your worth is more important than your confidence, like your self-confidence. If you don't have your worth, your confidence doesn't matter. I mean, it'll get you so far, and it's just about loving where you're at and growing yourself. And
yeah.
Oh, yes. Jasmine has her. I can't think of her name right now, but
Her name is Jamie Kern.
Yes, Kern. There you
I don't
go.
know how to say her last name. Lima,
Lima.
Lima.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And all this, growth and development is just, it's an epitome of what God has destined in our lives, like to grow in our faith, grow in people, like help people. And yeah, Helen, you've been amazing, your wisdom, and I wish you could come on every week.
Well, I can. I mean, I'll come on anytime.
I would love that.
I actually, I've had some, okay, well, so y'all know I'm getting married. Okay. I haven't really talked about when. Did I tell you I'm getting married sooner than later? When I come to North Dakota, I'm going to be Helen Kobos. We're getting married, March 30th. Yes.
What?
We upped it. I know. Y'all, I'm so like, if you saw my list of stuff I have to do, it's nuts. So yes, I'm getting married in like a month. Anyways, I was going to tell you something. That's not what I was talking about.
I said weekly, and then you said you're going.
Oh, yeah. So there are some things that I like a lot of my life has just been in limbo because my fiance's we've been dating for 3 years. He lives 45 minutes south of me. I go down there every week, stay for a few days. It's just been like living out of a suitcase, and I just want to cry. Like, so I'm very excited that I'm actually going to have a normal life in about a month. Now it's not going to be that normal because we still have to find a house and, you know, get all that going. So it's going to be a really, really, really busy year. But I say all that to say, I miss, you know, how Sonia and Michelle and we were doing those Zoom or lives Monday night. And I really love Mondays. Do you always do this call at 9, right?
8:30 or 9. We've kind of gone back and forth.
So I was thinking, I want to go, because I have so many jewels, and after 11 years, there's a lot of jewels that aren't really working the business, and then the ones that are underneath them, they need leadership, and they'll come to me, and like I feel like I can scoop up some of the jewels like deeper in my downline that, you know, I don't really know that well, but I know they would love to do something consistently, and it's really strong on my heart to start doing something again on Monday nights and doing like, you know, just like a training and, you know, just things. And it would be like, obviously in addition to this, but we can talk about, you know, strategies, and I want to make sure I wouldn't do it at this time. But yeah, I'm really excited. I went to Fredericksburg with Roz, you know, Roz Payne, she's a diamond, and Rainey. And Roz she calls it, I can't remember what she calls it. It's a really cool name, but she was telling me her like agenda every Monday. And I was like, you know, I could probably find some jewels that would do that with me. I think Sonia and Michelle are doing their own thing. We'll see. But I just feel it's so important to have connection. And now that my life
awesome.
is somewhat on a routine, it's going to be great. So I know, is that so crazy? When I come to North Dakota, I'll be married.
I
Oh my
didn't
God.
know that. Oh my
You
God.
have a ring on that finger?
We're gonna do it on May 4th.
Yeah, May 4th is last I heard.
Yeah, and then we just not really any specific reason. It was kind of like, well, what are we waiting for? It's kind of silly. So yeah, I know, it's so crazy.
You have your dress?
Yeah, yes. As a matter of fact, I just ordered a bunch off of a website, and 8 to be exact. I tried them all on tonight, and I found one that I love. But so it's just a tiny wedding. So our big celebration is October 4th, where we're going to invite Joseph's family. So big. We're going to have like 300 people there. It's going to be nuts. So this is just immediate family only, like my boys, and then his brothers, and a couple of first cousins and things like that. So
Sure.
people, but yeah, in his backyard, it's going to be so simple. We're going to rent a little arch. It's going to be our
it'll
second marriages, so it doesn't need to be this voila thing. I mean, it'll be pretty, but
Yes.
the party will be October. So
Okay.
yeah.
Fun. So fun.
I know.
So are you saying that Shannon and I can't come and wear our bridesmaid dresses she picked out for us?
Okay, wait, did you tell me this already? Did you show me this in a video? Oh my God. I didn't get to watch it, and I keep meaning to go back. I need to go back. It's in our messenger thread, right?
Yeah, they're just pictures. They're just pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
be my wedding crasher. Sure, that'll be fun.
They were the worst dresses one would ever think to wear. Shannon started it.
I'm sure. You two are double trouble. I can see that.
We don't have any fun together. No.
No.
Oh gosh.
I
That's
do
so
have just a
awesome.
quick question, and you guys don't necessarily have to answer this. You know, on here it could be private, but it's going back to our culture that we have, and I bet this has probably happened to you guys before, but I have a friend that's in a similar business, and she said she doesn't have a community, that she doesn't feel welcome, and like she's excluded, and I'm like, get over here, you know, get over here. Has anybody ever had that happen, or have, you know,
You know, she probably just doesn't have a real working upline. And there's people in Plexus that would feel that same way. If, like, when I was telling you, like, there's some of my jewels that have they just stepped aside and they're just collecting a check, but they have leaders underneath them that actually work the business and really want to build and need leadership and mentorship. And ongoing training or, just to be connected. And so that's kind of why I wanted to do what I'm doing starting in Monday. I don't know if it'll start in March, but it'll start soon. But yeah, that's just, it's unfortunate and it should never be that way. But when you get bigger as a company and the longer you're in, things like that do happen.
Maybe I should try to get her to come to our retreat.
Yes.
She can come meet us and see.
Brainwash.
I think the industry can be very cliquey, you know, so if you don't just, just like normal social groups too,
Yeah.
but it can be really cliquey and so you can feel really like an outsider.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's
Marla-
Melaleuca. She's in Melaleuca.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
that company's been around a long time, and I'm sure overall it's a great company, but that, yeah, if she doesn't have a working upline, it could be hard. And like Marla's like included people that aren't necessarily on her team in, in North Dakota or wherever, Minnesota, and they come to stuff at her house, her and Kelly, when they do things. And it's wonderful. And that's the way we should always be. That's, our whole One Plexus community. I'm wearing my sweatshirt.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much again.
Well, I'm sorry I was a little scattered and all over the place, when you're reading notes, but I
You were
can't tell you
great.
enough. I feel like this is going to just help y'all so much.
Yeah, and if you would just send me the link and then I will put it in our, or if you want to drop it in the Diamond group, whatever's easier.
Yeah, because I looked in on Amazon too, real quick, and I could not find it.
Oh, because in our Jules,
Dottie Arnold put in she has a post pending in the Road to Diamond group that she found it on Amazon.
Oh,
no,
I know I've seen
I don't know
it
if it's the same cover though.
okay.
It is the exact same cover.
It is. How did she find it? What did she search? Because this
She
topic,
said, "Do you want me to approve the post so you can see it?"
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
like your maybe put in your personal guide to the mastery of magic words. Maybe that's
Here, I just approved it. Check it out. Exact same book.
'cause
Great.
the same topic came up in our Jewels of Excellence. I couldn't find it, and put it out there, and somebody sent a digital workbook. It wasn't like the book you're holding. So anyway,
yeah, I mean, I know it's available because it's, over 1 million copies sold. It's not like-
here it
Right.
Dottie gets the award for the best researcher. Thank
Yay,
you.
Dottie. Thank you.
Yay, Dottie. I couldn't find it.
I couldn't either. Good deal. Good deal.
Is there
Michael,
still a
what's
way
my
to add the link?
The what?
Because is there still a way to add that link? Because I'm struggling to find this too. Like,
Well, she
I'm
doesn't
like
have the
happy
link
she
here.
found it, but yeah, it's just like a
Personal
screenshot.
guide.
Okay.
Let me look here.
And Andrea, could I be added back in to the messenger thing? I was inactive in my other Facebook and somebody else got a hold of it, so I have a new Facebook now.
Dottie, are you still on?
Message me so that I know which ones
he
you
got
approved.
off a while ago.
Yeah, I can't find it. So we're gonna have to find out from Dottie what she searched. Did anyone else have any luck finding it?
No, and I typed in,
I did too. Personal guide to mastery.
right. How did she find
I
it?
just text Dottie and see how she found it.
Yeah,
Let me look at, I'm trying to think of her group.
there's a hardcover and a paperback. Dottie. Okay.
All right, well, we'll get it figured out. Mastery of magic words.
Yeah, I definitely want that.
Let me look under Carrie Sproutley's, because she had shared the link under my video, because I did the Zoom for her last week.
Okay.
Let's see. I just can't, I'm tired. I can't remember her team name.
Yeah, I got it here. Here, I got it.
Got it?
What did you search?
Just 1 second. I just, when I searched the book, then I opened it up and then you click on hardcover and it switches the
You're
cover.
magical.
You,
Well, I don't know about that, but
That's magical.
will you share the link in our diamond group or wherever?
yeah,
I
I'm
still-
putting it in the comments.
Well, you're smart. Why did I think of that?
Okay, then I don't need to record anymore. Is that right?
All right, well, before we know it, it's gonna be the 19th of April and we're all gonna be together.
I gotta get my plane ticket somewhere. I'll talk to you and Kelly. You think I should fly into Grand Forks then?
I think that'd be the best.
Yeah, I think so. Cause you never know what April brings in North Dakota too.
Better not bring snow.
Snow and flood, you never know.
You never know. Helen, would you get the hard cover or the soft cover?
I would get the hard, well, just so, because you're gonna use it a lot, or, probably just stay a little nicer, but either one. Is there a big price difference?
Yeah, like
About 20 bucks.
$20, 25.
Well, is the hardcover have the workbook and the paperback maybe doesn't?
Oh,
Because the
And
or the book
Yeah.
covers look different.
Is
the hard-
yeah.
Because that's the
hardcover is the one
paperback,
that
and
Helen
then
has.
yeah, here's the hardcover.
Lisa
Yeah.
put the link
But
in.
Helen, you
chat,
have the
so-
hardcover, right?
I'm getting hardcover then.
Helen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have the hardcover. Yeah.
And the hardcover has the workbook in it.
Mhm.
That's why it's expensive then. So you get it both for
How
one.
much is it?
30
30
bucks.
$30. Oh, dang.
It'll be worth it, right?
It'll be worth it. You'll make your money back.
Yeah.
You bet.
It's the premium workbook edition with the hardcover. So that's why.
That's okay.
Mm.
All right.
To put the link in this Zoom chat too, so.
Thank you.
Thank
Try that.
you.
All right, love y'all.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks.
love
Love
you.
you. Bye.
Love to
Bye.
Joseph.
I will, thanks.
Okay,
We'll
bye.
be posting about the retreat tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask if did I miss that in the beginning? I put to
No.
go over the retreat stuff, but you're gonna post about it tomorrow.
We'll just
so.
post it because it's getting so late. It'll all be self-explanatory. Is we made it very simple. You just run off a sheet, you do the activities, you cross it off, you check in weekly with your choice of your mentor, who you want.
Okay,
We recommend Kelly, myself, or Andrea. Unless Andrea doesn't want to do it. I didn't talk to her about it. But
sure.
but
Sounds good.
And it's okay to mix it up. Like if you're on my team and you want to talk with Andrea just to get a different point of view, if you want to talk to Marla, you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
yeah, even just
So,
switching it up during the weeks. I mean, because
yeah,
fine.
absolutely. Yes.
We all learn differently from different people. So it's all good. I'm
It's a
excited.
good idea. Sometimes I miss you, Kelly.
I miss you a lot of times. I know when I saw you on, I'm like, there's my girl. Oh, I know. I love you guys.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get together. It's been way too long. Way too long.
Too long. That
Yeah.
weather messed up Super Saturday and
Yeah.
I
been a long
know.
time.
Right? It's been too long. Yes.
And
All
tomorrow,
right.
tomorrow night, Connie and I are doing a 15-minute event. So invite people and get them to invite. The Motivation Monday call had some great sample messages.
Mhm,
I put them in our chat, a screenshot of those. So
mhm.
yeah, get the conversations going and let's get some people on. So,
All righty.
okay,
Good. All
Bye.
right, thanks.
Love
bye.
you guys.